Hello dear hungry food lovers, Gyros Pizza. You might say Greece meets Italy. Not as exciting on the soccer field perhaps, but in this case, it's truly a culinary delight. For this, we need flour, pepper, salt, and thyme. Fresh yeast, or if necessary, dry yeast works too. We need grated cheese, 1 or more garlic cloves, peeled tomatoes, or diced ones will do. And of course, Gyro's meat. You can buy it ready-made, but I prefer homemade. For that, we need sliced meat. Mine is pork, but poultry works too. We need Gyro's spice mix, which you can buy or make yourself. Instructions for homemade spice mix are in the description box below the video. We'll also need oil, and depending on size, 1 or 2 onions. First, let's drain the tomatoes in a sieve over a bowl. Press the tomatoes gently in the sieve and let them drain. Let's start by peeling the onions and then slice them nice and thin. Do the same with your garlic cloves. At this point, heat some oil in a frying pan and then add the meat along with your diced onions. Add about 1½ teaspoons of the Gyro spice mix and season with a bit of salt. Then stir fry everything on high heat and set it aside. Now crumble half a cube of yeast into 50 ml lukewarm water and stir to dissolve. In a bowl, mix the flour with a tablespoon of oil, a pinch of salt, and the yeast water. Knead it well using a mixer with dough hooks. If your dough appears to be too dry and crumbly, simply drizzle in a touch of water while kneading once more. You want to keep kneading until the dough readily pulls away from the sides and bottom of the bowl, showing that it's just right. Cover the dough securely and allow it to rest for about 30 minutes. This resting time is essential as it helps the dough relax and rise properly. Afterward, flour your work surface. Uncover the risen dough, place it onto the floured surface, and knead it briefly with your hands. Form it into a ball, flatten it slightly, and roll it out using a rolling pin. If you have a pizza baking pan, be sure to grease it lightly. No worries if you don't. A regular baking sheet will suffice. Next, place the dough in the pan. Once the dough is evenly placed, spread the drained tomato mixture over the base, smoothing it out. A small angled spatula works well for this. Take your time to spread it evenly. Be sure to generously sprinkle fresh thyme all over the mixture, season it with pepper, and add just a pinch of salt. Finally, place the remaining onion rings neatly on top. Do the same with the garlic slices and finally cover everything with grated cheese. Now it's time to bake it in the oven. Bake it at 212 degrees, 450 degrees for 10 minutes. Then take it out of the oven briefly to add the prepared Gyro's meat as a topping. Evenly distribute the Gyro's meat over the entire top of the pizza, ensuring maximum coverage as much as possible. Once that's done, you can carefully place it back in the oven. So, remember to bake it for 5 more lovely minutes at the same temperature, and voila! Just look at how scrumptious this looks. It's undeniably meat-heavy, and that's exactly the goal. A slightly different kind of pizza, but absolutely delicious. Enjoy preparing and savor your meal. See you next time. Thanks for joining us today, and I can't wait for you to try this delicious pizza. Goodbye.